Hi everyone, it's Robin and welcome back. So by now most of you have probably seen my fall home tour and I got a lot of questions about my dining room centerpiece. So I thought today I would share with you how I put it together. It's super quick and easy and it looks, I think, fabulous. Because I'm not sure about how you guys decorate for fall, but when I decorate, it stays up from the time I put it up until Thanksgiving is over. And I may tweak a few things here and there, but for the most part, that my fall decor is what I use also for Thanksgiving. And I think this centerpiece would look really nice for your Thanksgiving table. So I'm going to share with you, first of all, how I very simply put that together using a combination of real pumpkins, faux pumpkins, and dried and silk flowers. So we'll do that first. And then also today, I'm going to share with you how to make a fall wreath. This is something that I wanted to do before the home tour, but I ran out of time. And I figured I might as well just go ahead and do it anyways, because I've got a whole another month that I can enjoy it in. And it'll go with everything else that I've already done. So that'll be perfect. It's going to be really super simple, easy wreath to make, but I just feel like that corner needs a little freshening up, which I didn't do before. So since this is real life, not everything gets done in one day, I will share with you how I make a wreath for that hutch as well. So let's go ahead and start with the centerpiece and then we'll move on to the wreath. So this is the centerpiece that I put together for my dining room table. I think it looks very pretty and very classic. And I actually put this all together with just leftover things that I had laying around after I did most of my other decorating. So it's just going to be kind of a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of stuff. To start my centerpiece, I started with this plank of wood, which I distressed. And then I added a candle holder in the middle. I've had this metal and chicken wire duo for quite a few years, and I always forget to use it. So I thought this would be a good base. And to that, I added one large pumpkin on one side. And then I added a slightly smaller pumpkin to the other side. Both of these pumpkins are faux pumpkins, which I picked up, I think, at Michael's. And then in the middle, I added a small real pumpkin. So then I had this pick left over, which I think I picked up at Michael's last year. I loved the flowers. I loved the greenery. So I decided to use it and sort of tuck it in front of one of the pumpkins. And I thought that looked real nice. I also had some greenery stems. I don't know what kind of greenery this is, but I love the shape and color of the leaves and the little purple flowers. So I decided to use that as well. So I tucked one piece in between some of the pumpkins, and then I decided to add another little baby pumpkin. This is a glass one from the Target dollar spot. I think I probably picked it up last year. And I kind of manipulated the leaves around it a little bit, and I think it works nice. I then tucked some more greenery towards the end of the display. I just kind of wedged it underneath the pumpkin, and that seemed to hold it in place. And then I had these hydrangea stems from my garden, so I decided to add some of that to the end as well. As you can see here, I was kind of struggling. I couldn't get them to lay real nicely together, so I started over. I tucked the greenery in a little farther and then added the hydrangea to the end, and I really liked how that looked. From there, I started adding small clumps of hydrangeas wherever I thought it looked like they would fit. So I tucked in a few at the end, a few in the middle, and then I kind of, just wherever I thought they looked nice. And that is basically it. I think it would be fun to add some candles, maybe some tea lights, or a couple tall pillar candles towards the end. I think that would be a nice addition to it for Thanksgiving. So as you can see, this was very easy to put together, and I think it is so pretty. Moving on to the next project, which is the wreath, I started with these flowers and then some greenery. I had made myself a wreath base out of some cardboard. I just cut out a circle, and then I needed a pair of wire cutters and a glue gun and also a pair of scissors. To get started, I just took all of the flower heads off of the stems. Then I took my pair of scissors and removed the stem from the back of the flower so that it would lay nicer on my cardboard base. Once I had all the flowers prepped, I just kind of laid them out onto my base just to make sure that I had enough flowers before I started gluing them on, and I had just the right amount of flowers, which worked out perfectly. So then, one flower at a time, I added some glue to the back, and then I held it and pressed it to my wreath base. And then I just kind of worked my way around the wreath, adding one flower at a time, and it's really as simple as that. Once I had all the flowers attached, I then started attaching some of the greenery. This I just kind of placed wherever I thought it looked nice, added a little bit of glue to each stem, and then pressed it onto the base. Originally, I had planned to only add a few sprigs of the greenery, but as I worked with it, I really liked the look of it, so I just kept adding more and more. And by the end, I liked the look of it, but it was not exactly what I had envisioned when I started this wreath, which is just fine, and I think it turned out pretty, but it was different than I had imagined. I went ahead and hung my wreath over the handles on the corner hutch, and I think it looks so pretty here, and I love the pop of yellow that it gives to the corner. Alright, so there you go. Both projects were super easy to do, and I think they add a nice little touch to my home decor. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with me, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye now.